So sorry I've not replied in a while, but I've got a lot of stuff to show you, so it's going to take me a while. So I'll start with like magazines and like woodland organisations. So Woodland Heritage is very cool. They run a course every year, and it's about combining knowledge of like timber production and woodwork. So it's supposedly supposed to teach you about right throughout the supply chain. So from cutting down the tree to putting together a piece of furniture. So the course is really cool, and I think you can get a bursary for it as well, which is cool. And the magazine is amazing. If you sign up, you get, I think this is a yearly magazine. It's got really interesting stuff in it. This is an association. They're called the Pole Lathe Turners and Green Woodworkers. It's really cool. It's about sort of greenwood craft, and they also have a meetup every year. It's called the Bodgers Bowl. It wasn't on this year, but when it is, I've not been, but it looks really cool. And yeah, it's a meetup of people that do greenwood crafts and pole lathing. So I would definitely recommend subscribing to that. And they come out with I think it's quarterly, their magazine. Small Woods is a really cool magazine as well, and they also are an organisation, and they promote. They support people who own small woods, and they help people with advice about how to manage small woods. And they're one of the biggest organisations in terms of learning about managing a woodland. And they run courses in Cumbria, I think, in green woodwork, woodland management, all that kind of stuff. And they also have an apprenticeship scheme, which I want to get on. It's like a 3-year apprenticeship in woodland management and coppicing. I've actually not read this magazine yet. They're called the Royal Forestry Society. They're one of the oldest woodland societies, I suppose. And they seem quite straight-jacketed and quite formal. But I think there's quite a lot of information, and they do a lot of stuff for younger people, actually, for woodland management courses and things like that. So yeah, it seems quite cool. And you can also subscribe to them and you'll get the magazine. And yeah, with these guys, I think it's every quarterly as well. So that's that. Now I'll move on to books. This is books specifically for woodland stuff, botanical stuff. This is a really cool book. It's got lots of information. It's basically an encyclopedia of plants, but it's like a cultural encyclopedia. So it's not just botanical information and scientific information. It's got cultural information that is about the culture surrounding, or the cultural significance of the plants of the UK. It's really, really cool. This one is by Oliver Rackham. He's one of the most famous ecologists and woodland fanatics. He has written a lot of books, and he was the first guy to actually define what an ancient woodland is. An ancient woodland is classed as anything that was in the UK before the 16th century, because after that, because before that we never used to plant our own trees really, but after that we started planting trees from, native trees and trees from other places. So that's a really cool book. This one I've not actually read yet, but it seems really cool. And this guy was on a BBC programme about traditional crafts of the UK in England. I can't remember what it was called. It was like Edwardian Life or something like that. But it seems really cool. Ben Law is a cool man. He is a coppicer, which is the thing that I'm most interested in. And he also runs apprenticeships, and he has lots of cool books. This book is about greenwood crafts, and it's very cool. Would suggest reading it. So now we move on to specifically woodworking books. This guy is a YouTuber. He's really cool. I've not read that much of this book yet because it's pretty dense, and I think more specifically it's about making specific projects. So if you don't have a workshop right now, then maybe it's not such a good thing. But it's got lots of cool techniques, and the forward bit at the beginning is really cool. So would suggest that one. This is really cool. This is like the holy grail of woodworking books for beginners anyway. It's got like lots of information about different types of wood, different tools, how to make different things, hand tools, machine tools, loads of lovely sexy illustrations, and I think it's got some projects in the back as well, which is really cool. And it's got, yeah, definitely suggest this book. It's actually so thick I've not even got through it yet. I've got like halfway, but it's amazing. This guy, Roy Underhill, he's really cool. He's done lots of TV programs, or has done a TV program. I think he's dead now. But I've actually not read this book yet either. But it looks so cool. And his TV program is awesome. Loads of traditional woodworking techniques and stuff. And he's just a nice guy. He's like the Bob Ross of woodworking. This guy, he's like one of the most famous furniture makers, and he specializes in like drawers, cupboards. Yeah, I don't know, can't think of the word right now. And this is like his ode to making things and making things well, and why we should all at some point work with our hands, and why it's so joyous to do so. Would recommend that. These are specifically like treehouse building books, and books about this is a really cool, actually. This came out in the 70s. This inspired like a lot of the hippies of the 70s to go out and build their own shack in the middle of the woods. It's got some amazing pictures of like buildings and building techniques from across the world. This is also like a thick ass book. I've not read it all yet, but it's funky. This one, he's cool. He's called Pete Nelson. This guy also has his own TV show, and it's about treehouse making. And this is like very specific. It's got quite a good, like the beginning part is about like this is about, yeah. So he's got a TV show. The first bit is about actual treehouse making techniques, and it's very kind of, well, it's not that technical, but it's got lots of good technical information. And then the other bit is about like just tree houses from around the world, which is awesome. And this one I bought this one because I think I heard about it in that book. I've not read it yet, but it's got like the history of tree houses. It's called Paula Henderson and Adam Mormon Tree Houses, which is really cool. The final lot of stuff I have to show you. Trees Be Company. This is a book full of poems about trees. It's pretty cool. I like the first one in here. It is about how the Forestry Commission in the UK planted a bunch of useless Sitka spruce trees after the war, and how it kind of destroyed the ancient woodland of the UK. This is a cool book. It's by Thomas Hardy. He said that this is one of his like favorite books, even though his other ones are much more famous. It's very old, and it's very like, yeah, old English, but it's still really nice to read. And it's about, well, it's a love story, but it's also about one of the characters in it is a woodworker. Well, not a woodworker, but he's a coppicer. So it's really cool. Oh yeah, Art of Forest Bathing. I've not read this yet. My mum gave me this one. Just another cool book about trees, I suppose. And this one is about a guy who, I think he was some like lawyer in London or something, and he gave it all up, and he decided to go and be a ranger in the Lake District. So I've not actually read that one yet either. But yeah, there you go. Hope that helps.